Hello. Let me rephrase that. Hey, y'all. I I am at JL Ranch in the RV, and I did not fully prepare for true Timeout Tuesday. Like, I knew I was coming live, and I knew I wanted to hang out with y'all, but I got a really big drink, and it's really full. So I have to make room, and I just realized that like right before we started. So I'm embarrassed. I have to gulp my non-alcoholic drink to make room for Timeout Tuesday. I'm making room for Timeout Tuesday. That's what we're gonna call it. That shaking is Sadie scratching, not me. Okay. Oh, that's not. Hey y'all. Hey Facebook. Okay. Okay, that was a lot of liquid. You want to see what we got going on here? That is a diet cherry limeade. If you haven't tried one, 10 out of 10 recommend it. And we are pouring in the Pinky Aloha, which is a tropical fusion of coconut, pineapple, and lime. We're essentially having fruit salad again. It's clear liquid, so no one's got to know. Somebody says, just pour some in the sink. No. I made plenty of room. Okay, we're going to stir. And then I don't have big plans for tonight, so we're going to take a step outside because there is a storm coming in, and I kind of thought it'd be fun to watch that come in. But first, cheers to Timeout Tuesday. That is a good beverage. It's a gigantic one that I will never come close to finishing, but my goodness, that is light and fruity, and yeah, it's a good day. Janet Cruising says, does it have alcohol? It does now. Okay, first of all, Sadie says hello. I've been here for about hour and a half-ish at this point in time. I did my outside chores. I came in, was gonna shower, and realized that I did not turn the water heater on. You coming out with me, baby? Come on. This is where she would rather just stay, is right here. She doesn't really want to come out. She wants to stay in, but she wants to be able to see out. And the screened in scenario is not enough. Are you coming or not, baby? You smell the rain? She smells the rain. Come on, Sadie, let's go. Come on. Let's go, baby. Okay, you stay in then. You stay in. Back up. She doesn't want to come out of the AC. Don't blame her. She has her own AC room, but this is preferred. So I had something a little embarrassing happen. First, I just left my drink inside, but we'll get back to that. I came inside, turned on the water heater, and was gonna realize like, I'm cutting it close as far as like washing and drying my hair, and I decided that I was just gonna go dirty with y'all and let it all hang out. It's fine. I looked down at the shoes that I had taken off, and I genuinely don't understand how this is possible because I don't think that I used the restroom when I was here. But there's toilet paper stuck to my farm shoes. How and why and how did it make it through all of these things? I genuinely don't know. But yes, I had a very vulnerable, embarrassing moment that I have been walking around with toilet paper stuck to my shoe, and I don't know for how long. Could have been yesterday's. I somehow put them on today and didn't even realize it. Yeah. There's a lot of shame in that. And being able to admit it to you all is kind of a big deal. I don't know how to flip my camera around on this. Brenda says, when in doubt, just blame Lester. I would like to, but he hasn't been here in like 2 days now. All right, let me see if I can figure this out. No? Camera? No. front camera. This is really hard. I'm just going to hold the phone around for you. We're just going to hold my phone up and do a little walkabout. So the horses have already eaten. When I got here, it had rained already. And we are expecting a pretty significant storm. Not from there, but from there. And we're probably about 30 minutes out from it, but the thunder has been rolling like crazy, and I think it would be nice to be able to watch a good little storm come in. It's not supposed to bring heavy rains or anything like that. It's just a quick little thunderstorm. Hopefully. That's what we're asking for anyway. Jamie, do you have hot pink nails? I do have hot pink nails-ish, purpley pinkish. And this got done Sunday morning. And look, I don't mean, there. I can keep two up and show you. This one had an incident yesterday in the bullpen. I went to go flip over the water. I'm going to try to set you down right here. See if I can get you to stand up on my little phone stand. I went to flip over the water, the trough that they flipped over, and I broke my nail. And that was after the whole like mini donkey thing in the pasture. And like that's before I went live. I was not having a good, positive moment by any means. But it's going to be okay. It's just a fingernail. That was like the most minor of it all. In fact, that was the point where I just like laughed it off of like everything that could go wrong yesterday did. And then I came on live and I vented on Facebook about it. And most people were like supportive and like, hey, vent to us anytime. And then there were mean people who were like, there are people starving and worried about their next meal, and you're complaining about mini donkeys in your pasture. And it kind of sent me to a place. And I kind of want to talk to y'all about it tonight. And by no means am I saying like, I'm not here to scold or anything like that. I just kind of want to talk about like what in the world is going on. I've talked in the past about like this division that's happening and how everything that's going on in the world is like intentionally creating a divide amongst general people. And it's like we're all falling victim to it in a way of finding ways to not realize that people are human beings, but also like some people are really taking it to the extreme, and that goes from politics to religion to how to mow your grass, when to mow your grass. Like everything in life has this like crazy divide right now. And there's the thunder. And I don't quite understand how we can't just like, I don't know, be kind, be nice, be compassionate, allow people to have their feelings. By all means, have your opinions, have your feelings, all of those things. But like, if we're not allowed to vent, whether it be the platform that you use or to your partner or to a friend or anything like that, like if you have to bottle up all of your feelings and your reactions to everything, what a horrible way to live. Like if you can't say like, I just need to vent, call it out. I just need to vent. I don't want you to do anything for me. I don't want you to change anything. I just need to like let it all out. And most of the time it's not even about what that person is venting about. It's like about a whole mix of things, and you just like have come to this boiling point. I just feel like what a sad place if you've been coached your whole life, or if you coach the people in your life to never let their thoughts come out. And if that's how you've been raised and you've lived your life of like, suck it up, buttercup forever, and you just can't say what's on your heart or say what's on your mind, like I imagine that there's a lot of pain inside of you. And I think that everybody's entitled to an opinion and everybody has emotions and reactions about things. And Lord, I will be the first to tell you that the only thing that in life that we can control is ourselves and the way we react to things. But I do think that emotions are warranted and you're allowed to feel what you feel. And you want to feel validated when you feel those things, but you also sometimes you just want someone to listen. So for the people that were like, boo-hoo, stop your whining, suck it up, and there's people starving in this world that are worried about their next meal. Like, I never said that my feelings or my issues were more important than anyone else's, or that I needed someone to solve it for me, or that my life or my world is just upside down and that it's the end of the world. None of those things. So I guess I'm saying to you all that, like, if your whole life you've been told, like, you shouldn't feel that way, or don't, just keep it all to yourself, just, hide your crazy, hide your emotions, all those things, like, no, it's okay. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to vent. It's okay to let it out. It's okay to work through those things. And it's okay to not be okay sometimes. If the world expects every person, and I'll even say this, every creator, to come to you with positive, upbeat, always so happy and excited and just raging with positivity, it's not real. I wouldn't be a real person if I didn't come to you with all the things that go on in my heart and on my head, and like that's who I have always been as a person in real life, but also as a creator and a person who puts out a lot of their life on YouTube and Facebook. It's really hard to say I'm only going to share the happy things from now on, or something like that. Like, that would be such a lie, and such a lie about life, because I think that things that I find real are when I watch other creators that are sharing their ups and downs. I know I've talked a lot about, like, Elise Myers and Tiffany Jenkins, both creators that I greatly look up to. The things I love about them is they post their vulnerable moments. They post their moments of embarrassment, of shame, of happiness, of great sadness, of worry, of fear, all those things. And it makes me realize that I'm human too, and that it's okay to have those feelings. And I hope by me sharing my vent sessions and other moments in life that it can make other people who maybe have had to put all of those feelings aside realize that it's normal to feel this way. It is normal to get mad. It's normal to be upset about things. It's normal to laugh in some of the most stressful moments too. Like, it's normal. It's normal to get angry at your partner. It's normally to have some dysfunction in your life, whether it be with your family or your job or your kids, all those things. Like, it's normal and it's okay. And you don't have to like put a package together and put a bow on it to be able to share it with your real people in life, or people on the social media side. Like, the more transparent that you can be about situations, the more I think that it is showing other people that it's okay to not be okay, but it's also it is therapeutic to talk about it, to get it out there. Oh no. Oh no. What are you doing, baby? We've already had our moment. Frida's like, I'm not okay. I didn't get to run around outside of the pasture today. Rita Rita took her spray down from both the rain, and then it's starting to rain again now. And from me through the fence, because she didn't need a full get up today. She she got her feet picked in the pasture along with everyone else today, and got her fly spray, but I did not hose them down because it was already down to 80 degrees when I got here. And when I say down to 80 degrees, it was like 98 today with a heat index of 104. So due to the rain just happening and everything and more rain coming, I was like, I'm not going to take them out and bathe them today. I'm just going to do, you know, some other parts. Well, Rita is like, we didn't do our routine. We did not fulfill all of the all the pieces of our day. They did eat. They ate their grain. They ate their hay. Like I said, they all had fly spray. Everybody got their supplements, hooves picked. Like all of that was good. And no many donkeys in the pasture. So, big win there. No, let me rephrase that. No many donkeys in this pasture. I will tell you, and I don't think I'm going to catch them right now. Yeah, they are here. I went in to put my farm shoes on. Not even boots. I know. Don't yell at me. They're tennis shoes, but they're comfortable, okay? They're comfortable. And when I came out, I had already turned on the uh the cow's water trough. And when I came out, all 3 mini donkeys were out here drinking from said water trough, just staring at me. You probably can't see them and I can't zoom, but there are 3 mini donkeys underneath that tree right there. They'll probably come up. Yeah, you can't see them right now. You can see all the cows though. If they come up, I will try to do a bag report. It's one of those days, where everything feels like it finally calmed down this afternoon after like this crazy high pressure, both with work and home and all the projects that are going on. I just felt like last night was like the final like boiling point with this ridiculous donkey in the pasture. And then tonight, being able to like, okay, I got here in plenty of time, not to shower. We're going to put that aside. But I got here in plenty of time to take care of all the animals before I got to go live with y'all. And I'm grateful. And I thank you for letting me get even more off my chest tonight. Do a cattle call, Darla. I'm not good at it. You know this. Can I do it without facing you all though? Okay. Okay. I'm going to do it. And I haven't warmed up my voice at all. So this is a really vulnerable moment for me. And I don't know if they're going to actually come. Are you ready? Okay. Okay. They're looking at me like, what? What is this? You don't have food or anything. Why would you call us? Okay, one more time. Are you ready? Woo! Nope. Ruby Sue's coming. That's who matters. It's going to be fine. It's going to be totally fine. They are looking at me like I have totally lost it, though. Yeah. They're like, why would we come up there? We can see you. You don't have anything to offer us. And they're absolutely right. Absolutely right. So here comes my Ruby Sue, though. Out of all the babies, I'm going to walk over here to the barn and see if they'll come up there. That's a safer place for me to put my arm through. There's something special about Ruby and Danny always coming. Always coming. So some other big things happened this weekend that I haven't told y'all yet because I didn't know how to tell you. And it's probably part of my like emotion that's going on and like all the stress on top of the fact that I have a 5 to 6 hour procedure tomorrow. Come on, Danny girl. Okay, so I have followed a few horse places on Facebook. Hi, baby. She skipped right by that water to come get some love. How sweet is that? I follow quite a few horse places on Facebook, and sometimes horses come across that need like extreme help. And always horses come across that need extreme help. But sometimes there's some that just strike me differently, whether it's their story, the timing that they're post comes across, the circumstance, situation, how, there, all of those things just hit differently. And some days I just spend all 10 minutes of my Facebook scrolling time, just like my heart bleeds. Well, this weekend, two things happened. One that you know about, maybe, if you follow Twisted Tear, and another that no one knows about yet. So there was a horse at an auction with a baby that got bought. And then when the buyer showed up to see that horse, she was so emaciated that they left her. And I just like, I don't want to cry, I don't want to cry, I don't want to cry. I got into the feels about, first of all, that horse and what it must have felt like to her to be brought to an auction, but also to go through the pen, watching everybody else, like horses learn from each other. So to see other horses do the same thing and then go back to their pens, and others to be hauled out, but to be left, and probably for someone to have walked up, seen them, and then walked away, had to feel like the most massive rejection ever. And my heart just sank, because here were this mama and baby with like this hopeless outlook. So I messaged Courtney and was like, okay, while I have pasture and grass, I don't have quarantine areas. I don't have stalls right now. I don't have time right now that those two horses need. I don't know how to trim feet. All of the things, right? And I just asked, like, if I financially support this, will you do it? Will you have the Wayne train bring mom and baby back to you, and can we do a joint effort on this? And Courtney and Ashley thought about it, and I was really blessed that they said yes. And so there's a mama horse with a baby at Twisted Tear, and Courtney's like, how about you name the mama? Because she was the one who, I mean, they're both in bad shape, but the mama was in exceptionally horrible shape. And I don't know why, but I wanted to call her Lady, and because I really felt like this is really horrible. I hope that one day she feels like she was treated like a lady. I hope one day I can sing to her, because there's a whole lot of songs about ladies. And I hope that she gets strong enough to continue to raise that baby, who we don't even know if it's hers. Like, there's so many things. But I'm really grateful that Courtney and Ashley said yes to that. And I can't wait to meet her. I've not met her in person yet. But while I was scrolling at the same place, a horse came up. And when I tell you that it looked like Dixie, I swore it was Dixie. Like, I'll have to post a picture of this horse, because when I'm not kidding. I sent it to Courtney and I was like, do you see what I see? And she goes, is that Dixie in her younger years? No, this is a horse at an auction. And I haven't gotten really emotional with y'all about Dixie in a while. The 1-year anniversary of her passing just happened, and I tried really hard to like have my emotions, but have my emotions. This horse was Dixie, down to the markings in her feet, the color of her eyes, which are yellow, which is very different for a horse. It was wild. So I'm emotional about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known. I want that, I would love to have had that horse. And Courtney was like, if you ever see, if you ever see something and just message me about it. Like, we have a great, and I messaged Brienne about this horse as well. And this is even more crazy. So I got really curious at this point in time. The auction was already done. I could not buy her, anything like that. And I knew nothing about her other than a picture. I went to the website where this horse was posted, and they had her paper. She was actually a papered American paint horse. And it gets weirder, okay? This horse had her mother and father listed. Her mother's name was 3 names, and the middle one was Dixie. And I was like freaking out because my Dixie, I don't believe, ever foaled a horse. I don't think she ever birthed anything. So then I started to wonder, could this horse have been related to my Dixie some way? Because Uncle Raleigh gave us Dixie, and as far as I knew, there were no papers or anything about her. Like, it just was crazy. So this horse was 18, and my Dixie would have been 29. And while she could have been a mother, I just don't think it was possible. So I messaged Joanne because my curiosity was like on fire. And Joanne goes, I don't think that she ever did. Uncle Raleigh and she got Dixie when she was about 8 years old from a friend, but she never had papers. So I don't believe that Dixie was her mother, but it is very possible that Dixie was her sibling. So now I kind of kick myself because I'm like, man, of all the horses that I see online, because I'm a little bit of a stalker, like, I enjoy seeing other horses. I enjoy watching people with horses. I love them. And between gardening and horses, that's really where I find, and conspiracy theories, that's where I find if I'm going to watch, any content. I see that. Now, this horse was 18. She was in beautiful shape. She, wasn't emaciated. So I'm sure that she went, and she had papers. So I'm sure she went for a pretty penny. But my curiosity is like legitimately on fire now about that horse and the connection and the fact that her mother's middle name was Dixie. Just, I don't know. It just spoke to me. So it kind of sent me on this like spiral of like emotion, I guess. And then here comes this mom and baby who truly do need help. And it's just kind of one of those weekends of just like, you know, emotion, I guess. And maybe I needed to let all that out, and maybe I needed to get all of everything out last night after a donkey's in here. And so many people, okay, and it's raining right now. So many people said, how could a mini donkey breed a tall horse? Now, I've never seen such a thing, but many people have said, oh, if your horses are in heat, they'll lay down. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't want that to happen. I have no desire to have mini mules for several reasons, but I'm really hoping that nothing happened. And like I said, I got over all that last night and was really mad at the situation. Just having an emotional, probably outburst. That I was happy that you didn't get to see the whole outburst. You just got to see the venting session. I'm walking back to the RV right now because I'm going to take a drink of my cocktail, and because it is starting to sprinkle. It would be so nice if it just sprinkled for a few hours, gave us a little, moisture in the grass, and just cooled things down a little bit. Oh, hello. Did you want to come out, or are you just here to play the door guard? Uh, anyway, that was a lot. Um, the baby is a male, so it is a colt. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a colt. So Courtney named the baby Scamp because in the movie Lady and the Tramp, they had a baby named Scamp. Okay, I'm gonna sit down, but I'm gonna put you all Okay, I'm gonna put you all in my little tripod. Sadie, be good, baby. I'm sorry that I'm holding you all wonky while I do this. Please turn on. Why are you not turning on? Why is this not? Oh, because we have to push buttons to turn things on around here. I promise I'm still here. Just trying to navigate under a table and figure out what I did wrong here. Okay, I broke this light, clearly. Because it doesn't work anymore. Because why not? Why wouldn't my light break at this point? For real. Well, we might be going right back outside. Nope. Nope, that's not gonna happen right there. You're going right back in my phone case. And we're gonna make it work. You're going on top of the coffee pot. How do you feel about that? Okay. Somebody says, hey, Jamie, have you ever seen the show Heartland? No, I haven't, but maybe one day I'll have time. Okay, that's better. I feel better. Stay in where it's cool. It's actually not bad outside right now. It just started to rain, and I was worried that the raindrops were gonna like end the live or something because that happens. Heartland is amazing. Okay, I will watch it. So many people say that I have to watch it. I will watch it. So, if you've been paying attention, you know that Lester got that ridiculous wig from the secondhand store, from the mercantile the other day. Do you know that Lex and Connor love that thing too? And like they're taking turns wearing it, and that Lester is upset because he wants to wear it. Did you ever think that so much fun could happen from a $10 wig that you found at a thrift store? Because I will tell you, everybody's enjoying the wig. And it's hilarious to me because it's a woman's wig. Oh, it's a good time though. I think that wig has been really the counterpart to some of my crazy emotions this weekend. I laughed until I cried and was in real disbelief that he was going to wear that into a place and that he legit was like looked good in it. Like he really does look good in it, and it matches his facial hair, and it blows my mind. But now I'm wondering what other wig, like I wish I could take him to a wig store and make a video of him trying on different wigs, because it is bizarre that the only one at that antique store in the whole place that's a woman's wig fits him. It fits him. It fits him so well. It suits him, and it's weird because he has a great bald head, but he's a big head. So like hats, he has to extend the little thingy on and stuff, and that wig fits him. And then it goes on me, and I'm like, this is so bizarre. It's like the magic wig that fits everyone and looks decent on everyone. Michelle says that wig needs a bit of a cut, but does it? Because if he wears it with a hat, it's pretty good. It's just about how he like adjusts it and pulls it down. And then I put the dang wig on, and all of a sudden I became a golden girl the other night. And for all of you that has sent me the screenshot of that, I promise you that I will go up into the attic and pull out pictures, because I suddenly became my grandmother in that wig. No joke. It is weird because I think now people think that I look exactly like my mother. With that wig on, I look like my dad's mother. Weirdly like my dad's mother. Like it freaked me out. So I'll have to go find those pictures and do a side by side, because it scared me. When I looked at myself in those pictures, I was like, oh boy, okay. Kind of crazy. I've only had short hair one time in my life, and it was right whenever I got pregnant with Xander. So I would have been 19, 20 years old. And it was the style of like the swoop across the front and like spike in the back where you took that, oh my gosh, what was that stuff called? It was like hair putty, and you like pulled the back, like you ran it through your fingers and like pulled the backside out, and then you swooped across the front, like, and sometimes you had like an angle right here. I have no idea what that haircut was called, but that was the only time in my life that I had short hair, and I swore I would never do it again. The Karen haircut, maybe that's what it was. Yeah, dippity doo and bedhead. Yep, yes. So that would have been 2002-ish, whenever I had that haircut. And I, no, I don't think that short hair is my thing at all. I think that long blonde hair will be my look until the day that I die. Like, I hope that one day when I'm like 80, I still am dyeing my hair to never know if I have truly gray hair or anything else. Like, I haven't had my hair dyed since before my accident. So actually before Christmas was the last time that I got highlights put in. And I think that I'm still, I mean, it's like a no color. That's the weirdest thing that I can say is like there's natural blonde that I have, but I don't feel like it's enough. So I get highlights put in, and I haven't had any since December, so it's been since like here to here, so like probably 6 inches. And I think like, I don't think I have any gray hair yet. And even if I do, I'm gonna call it blonde. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I have had a few hair appointments that have canceled, two because of flood, and one because of work. And I'm hoping to finally get my hair done right towards the end of this month. Hoping, because I like a little bit more blonde than what I have, and that's me just being vulnerable with you about like, oh, these are things that I need to find time to work on. The Morrow wig barbecue, oh my god. First of all, Lester's never gonna let that wig out of his sight for fear that he'll never get it back, that someone else will love it more. So if we have a Morrow wig barbecue, we're gonna have to go find some wigs from somewhere else because he doesn't even like sharing it with Lex and Connor right now. Apparently, Lex said that the hairstyle of the wig is an Edgar, and we didn't know what that was, so we had to look it up. And there is a male hairstyle called the Edgar that is a style of cut, and Google says so, and it does look a little bit like that. So kind of a funny thing. I do want to see Uncle Dan and Papa in that wig, but that's where Lester thinks that he won't get it back. I didn't real like here's another point that I haven't even said to Lester. I didn't realize how much that hair meant to men. Like, to me, bald is sexy, and this is embarrassing to admit. If you look back at people I've dated a lot of bald guys from young on, and I guess that's my thing. I didn't know it was my thing until we started talking about it, but I didn't know that it was such a big deal to men as well. I just thought, like, as a guy, you kind of, sometimes some people go bald and it's totally acceptable, and it's a sexy look. Genuinely, I'm saying yay to y'all. I do think it's sexy, and I never thought anything about it. So when he put this wig on, it looked so different. It was like the same reaction as when he shaved. Like, all of a sudden I'm looking at a different man, and it just doesn't add up to me. And you know, while we're laughing and everything else, I can tell that he genuinely likes it. And I'm like, okay, but it's kind of a joke, right? But then all of a sudden it's not a joke. And I can tell that he genuinely likes to feel what it would be like to have hair again. And I felt really bad because I didn't know that that was a thing. Like that was a thing that he wanted, longed for, anything else. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get a wig collection and we'll try them all on him. All I know is that the Gary hair from prom is a no-go because that also made him look like somebody totally different. Maybe I should go to the wig store and try on wigs as well. Maybe that would be a really fun thing instead of just, is there a wig store? Like, can you go to wig stores in person and do that? Because now I kind of want to. Wigs are coming in now, somebody says. Okay. Well, maybe, I mean, it's Houston. Houston, like, of all places in the world, Houston has to have some of these things, right? We'll see. We'll see. I'm not saying that I'm gonna wear wigs because I think the hair is hot, which is why most videos that you see me this year look exactly like this, except for it's like all the way up in a bun, not touching me or anything, because I think the hair is hot. Go live at the wig store, Denise says. I will do my best. I'm gonna find a wig store and we'll see. There are wig stores, but they're very expensive. But can you try them on in the store? Like, I don't know if they would like that because of lice and things like that. Like, the only reason I didn't freak out about Lester trying on the wig is because I'm pretty sure it's been on the shelf long enough for anything to die. Yes. Maybe we should take Papa and Dan to the wig store. Do you think they would actually go? I doubt they would go. Next girls' trip at the wig store. That would be really fun, actually. Steve and Brian look beautiful in anything that they put on, so I imagine that that would be really fun. One night, Stephanie, Steve, was, maybe it was Brian, I don't know. I was out doing something with Lester and my phone's blowing up from both of them and they're messing with the there's an app that you can take your picture and like change your hair color or put it on some, you can put your face on someone else's body, that type of thing. So they're like blowing up the group chat with like Bree's face on my body, my face on Steph's body, Steph's face on my body, like all these other crazy things that were happening. And it was like freaky to see what the app did. And now I'm kind of curious of like, what would I look like with dark hair? What would Steph look like with bleach blonde hair? Maybe we'll try that one day. That if the guys won't go, I will convince the girls to go. Um, it'll be fun. It'll be totally fun. Be a good little stress reliever. Oh, Lynn says Oak Ridge North up I-45 across from the Woodlands Mall. Well, thank you. I will look that up. Oh my gosh, y'all are finding Wig World in Houston. It's going to be a good time. Timo has some wigs. Okay. Do y'all remember the video that Lester made of my procedure in Mexico, that mask? The horrible, scary girl mask that had blonde hair and like her eyes were like tiny little slits and she looked like some sort of China doll gone way wrong. I'm 99% sure that came from a site like Temu that looked really beautiful on the website, but when it came, it was not. And I'm pretty sure that if you order a wig from Temu, you might get something similar. This wig is, I think, I think human hair or synthetic human hair. It is not like plastic like Halloween hair. And which is probably why it lays and fits so well. And it was probably expensive. Um so I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I don't know if Temu wigs are the right answer because I think it might be plastic. Just saying. Go where they have real hair wigs. Yeah, that's what I think too. Is like go where they have real hair or the synthetic hair that is not like the Halloween wigs, basically. And I think that that would be fun. All right, I will try. I will try to talk Lester into doing that with me. I will try to find some time. Um, Lex is here for 45 days, so the world and the routine and the dynamics has certainly changed already. And he just got here yesterday, so it might be a bit, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, yesterday, no, was it yesterday? Feels like a really long time ago. I went and hung out with Brienne and the kids and got to do a little horsework, but also mostly got to play with the kids. And I know that, like, as a mom, I I know in my days it was all about getting things done and like trying to squeeze it all in, and I feel guilty a lot of times about not taking the time to laugh at the moments and like be in the moments and be the fun mom. I have to say that Brienne has the patience of a saint. It's raining and Sadie's still laying there. Okay. Brienne has the patience of a saint, and I had a hilarious time yesterday. And there's some moments that I did not record or did not or edited out because I felt really bad. I actually had to call Brienne and apologize yesterday after I left. So I'm embarrassed to admit this to y'all. So while we were doing stuff, Carter and Cash are out there, and they're okay. You're gonna know a little bit about who I am from this story and from what I'm about to tell you. Carter and Cash are out there doing their thing, and they're whining and crying, and I can tell Brienne's frustrated and short. It's hot. It's in the middle of the day. All those things. Well, no one's hurt or bleeding or anything like that, and Carter and Cash are 2 and 3, almost 4, and they're crying and like they're just arguing and bickering and doing what siblings and little kids do. Okay. At one point in time, oh, I'm embarrassed to tell y'all this. I go to Cash. I'm like, hey, why are you crying? And he just, I was like, there's no crying in the horse barn. And he just like sucks up his tears. And all of a sudden, Carter becomes this really big sister, really proud moment as well. And I'm giggling on the inside, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get through the scenario because I know Bree wants to be able to do this with her horses, and we're under a time crunch, and it's hot, and all the things. But I felt really bad because here I am correcting someone else's kids, and they're not my kids. They're not even my flesh and blood, but yet I'm out there like, I did it, and I just kind of like he stopped for a while, and then Brienne would like go back to trying to make her video, and then it would be about the next thing that he wanted to do, and I corrected like a few times, and stepped in and was like, "Stop crying! Why are you crying?" And he would stop because he's only crying because that's just like the routine, and like the louder, the louder the moment, all of those things, but I felt really bad because again, they're not my kids. So I called Bree later and I was like, "Listen, I'm really sorry. It happens with my nephews as well. Like they get in a routine with their parents of they know what limits to push and they know how far to take things. And it's I think for attention. No one was hurt. No one was bleeding. No one was starving or anything like that. It was just simply to like get attention. So I do it to my nephews as well. I'm like, "Why are you crying?" And they'll just look at me like, I actually don't really know why I'm crying. Like, are you hurt? No. Are you sad? Well, no. So it's just one of those things. But I really felt guilty because it was the first time with Carter and Cash that I sort of like I did that. As a mom, I think we can tune things out. Like my own kid, he probably did those things, and you can tune it out. And it wasn't that it was annoying to me or anything like that. I just felt like I should help the situation of like, why are you crying? What's going on? So I felt bad and I apologized to Brie, and she goes, no, no. She's like, it helped. She's like, it takes a village, and she's like, by all means. But I felt really guilty afterwards. I'm like, ooh, that was probably like a thing that I shouldn't have done. So, um, then afterwards, I went down to Steph's house because I had to pick up Connor, and I'm telling Steph about this, and I was like, "Oh, I feel really bad." And she goes, "That's okay. There's a video," and she goes, "I don't think that Brienne meant to do it." She goes, "But when I'm in the goat yard, and we're trying to do goats," she's like, "Cash is at the gate, and he's screaming louder and louder and louder." And she goes, and the camera somehow zooms in on me, and she goes, and I'm making my face at him, going, "Stop it, stop it, stop it!" Like she's giving like the mom whisper as well, and she goes, it's just like a natural thing when you're around other kids and other things going on. She's like, it's not like anybody's beating anybody or anything like that. It was just like you're trying to step up and help because here's Brienne trying to do things, make a video, and 2 kids are just being kids and just whatever. But it was hilarious that Steph's like, "Oh, I did it too." Okay. She's like, she goes, She goes, I would do it with your kids if your kids were little. And she goes, and I would expect you to do it with mine as well. And I was like, okay, well, glad we're all on the same team then of, telling our kids that there's no reason to cry. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in the horse barn. There's no crying in the goat yard. Like, unless you're bleeding or, or in severe pain, like what are you crying for today in this exact second? And it is to be louder, it is, they're tired, all the other things, but it was really funny. It validated what I said. And then for Steph to, she goes, and I don't even think that Brienne knew that I was doing it in the video. She's like, but I'm over here giving them the mom whisper. And I was like, okay, we're gonna be okay then. It's gonna be fine. But it was good. It was just one of those moments where I knew that Bree had had a really stressful day, and I was just trying to help. So we're all good there. I did have a good time, and it was really funny that those Carter and Cash, just like, they're so close in age, and I can't imagine having that, but I love to interact with them and love that they get dirty and that Brienne lets them get dirty. I love that they're experiencing farm life and that they're learning about horse care and that they love that. And this is something that I also didn't capture on video, is when we were riding up to the horses and Brienne gets out to close the stall gates, Carter again takes the time to tell me about Amy, which tells me that that was a really profound thing in her life, of the care for Amy and what she watched her mom go through with Amy and what she watched Amy go through. And that's the second time where I've hung out with Carter and we were around horses and she wanted to tell me about, she goes, you know that Amy died? I'm like, I know, baby. I'm so sorry. And she goes, it's okay. She's in heaven and we're going to see her again someday. And you want to talk about, like, thank God that Cash started doing something crazy to be able to distract from that moment. But it was, it was a really good day. I have offered, I shouldn't say offer. I want to take the little girls. Cash is a little bit too young yet. I want to take the Morrow Hill girls on a girls' day one of these days, and I think that Carter would do okay as well to go along. I would feel really bad leaving her alone. I think that she can level up to be a part of those girls, and that they can level down to help take care of her as well and make her feel included. Carter is crazy smart, and very emotionally intuitive as well. So I think it'll be a really fun day. I'll probably be absolutely exhausted, but I want to take Brinley, Bay, Alora, and now Carter, and I want to go do, like, a little bit of shopping, like maybe at Five Below or something like that. Take them to get maybe ice cream or snow cones, maybe go get our nails done, something special, make some memories, and spend a few hours with them, like off the hill, do something that's a little bit special for them, because I do that with, of course, now it's Lex and Connor, but before it was like all of the boys. We would go do something like that, and I did it with Xander whenever he was younger. Of course, when he and Kendra come down, they get all the special that they want. I do it with my niece. I do it with my nephews whenever they're in town. So I want to take the little girls to do something, and I'm working on exactly what that is, but I think that Carter will hold her own with the bigger girls as well. So I'm really looking forward to that day whenever that comes this summer. And of course, I told the moms they're welcome to come, but I don't think the moms want to come. I think the moms are like, have a good time. See you later. Plus, I do think that kids will act different when their parents aren't around as well. So we'll see what I can find to do in the Houston area. Um, Denise says school clothes shopping. It's funny. That is exactly what I used to do with my niece and nephews. Is I would always buy their back to school shoes and a couple of outfits, and that day of going to look for those was like so special. They get to pick out where we're gonna eat and do all those things. So it's a little bit early for that in the year, but maybe there'll be 2 trips this summer. Who knows? It'll be a good time. But I'm excited that Carter is, I think, mature enough to go along. So it's going to be a good time. I'm going to close this door because it's raining pretty good. Give me a second here. Sadie Bacon, we gotta close the door. It's raining. It's raining too hard. Let me see your foot. Move your foot, baby. You gotta move your foot. And your head. Move your head. Sadie. Oh my gosh. Y'all, look at what I'm working with right now. Baby, you cannot keep looking outside like that. Move your head. Thank you. I don't make this stuff up. This happened. She like kept her ear out the door on purpose because she knew that that would mean that the door would stay open. She loves for the door to lay open and for her to look out at the cow. She wants to stay cool and be a part of this, but she also wants to do her job, and that's how she feels that she can. If y'all find anything that looks fun to do with little girls in the Houston area, that's not too far of a drive because, you know, they're little and the long drive might get a little bit crazy. By all means, send it to me. I would love that. I think that sums up all of the things fly that I need to talk to you about tonight. Plus, I've gone through just about every emotion possible in the last hour, so that makes me a little bit off my rocker. And I've put myself out there for all the world to judge as well. Trish says the American Girl store. I don't think we have an American Girl store here in Houston. I don't. I think the only one left in the U.S. is in Chicago, right? I'm not sure. We'll see. Any updates on the ants? The ants have gotten better where we've treated, and believe it or not, the biggest concern right now are those dang caterpillars. I think they're actually called like tent worms. And they are in every tree in Houston. It was actually on the Houston news about it's just a horrible year for those. And no one knows what to do because there's so many. And you can treat like a little ornamental tree, but you can't. I mean, like there's thousands and thousands of acres of trees in this area, and it is just the year for them, kind of like cicadas, except for these are worse and they eat trees and kill things. So I don't really know. I don't really know how to deal with that. There's also a major thing going on about blue-green algae in ponds. A lot of the pond companies have sent out emails saying, watch out for these blooms, they're toxic. So we've already treated the ponds in the last 2 days with the chemicals to attack that, but we are still watching out. And we don't know what we've treated for is algae, not the weeds. Like the weeds are more, there's more to come on that as well. I actually have some of the stuff here, but I have not had time, and Lester hasn't had time to do those. Yeah, droughts and floods have really done a number on the ecosystem here by far. And it's not just us. This is like all of Southeast Texas. Yeah, blue-green algae is toxic to animals. So like I said, we treated for the blue-green algae in all the ponds. I have not treated for the weeds, all of those yet. So hopefully we've caught it all in time. We normally do this treatment anyway to the ponds, but as you know, JL is the first year that we have these ponds in the summer to be able to treat. So we will see. Y'all have a lot of good ideas in the comments, so thank you for that. I promise I will read them and see what we can come up with. But yeah, the web worms or tent worms, tent caterpillars, like they're all the same. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me on another Timeout Tuesday. I am hopeful that next Tuesday I have a really special guest for y'all, but I'm not gonna commit to that just yet. I think that we will. There is a lot going on the rest of this week, including tomorrow is my procedure, which I am dreading and probably is the root of most of my stress and rambling and emotion and everything else. it's a really, I feel like I've come a long way since the accident and since everything that's happened. And I still have bad days, but I try not to dwell on those. Um, but to go back under everything tomorrow just feels really like scary. I'm scared. I'm anxious, I'm nervous, and I'm scared. And it's one of those things where I guess I talked about Lester's shoulders. Like, he has both shoulder injuries. And when you get one surgery and you get something fixed, the last thing that you want to go do is have to go through another piece of recovery and like take a step back, because that's what will happen. Um and like it's kind of like admitting that you're not all the way there yet, admitting that, and it's not like admitting failure, but it's what it feels like. And I don't know. I've had anything to do with dental stuff anxiety my whole life. And now to have to go back in and have 5 to 6 hours of all of that all over again just feels like I'm dreading it. I'm dreading the drive there. I have to leave by 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm I'm dreading sitting that long. But I also know that I will get through it. I've gotten through the worst parts so far, and um, it'll be fine. Thank you for all the prayers and well wishes. I promise that I'll update you as soon as I can. I will not be unconscious for this one, which is probably I wish that I could be. Like, I probably should have said, like, how do we go about just knocking me out for this? But they need me to be able to communicate and to do some other things through it. So I will have local only. But anyway, Lester wants to know if I want to go eat at IHOP. Are you serious? Is that real? No. Ricardo, that's hilarious. I don't I don't know. Maybe. I'll call him after this. I love you all so very much. I'm really grateful that you're in my life and that you listen to me on all fronts of emotion and about all of the crazy that happens. I don't know what I would do without you. So I'm either going to go to IHOP with the boys, or build my video for tomorrow and relax and listen to the rain. So I love y'all so much, and I hope that you stay safe and stay well. And I promise to update you as soon as I can tomorrow on what's going on. Have a fabulous night, and thank you for giving me the greatest gift of all, which is your time. Good night, y'all. It won't end. I don't know why it won't.